5, 2, 1. You're live with Neve.
All right. Here we are. It is Friday. Here we are. I'm broadcasting from New York City, and it is a beautiful day. I'm actually in Highlands, New Jersey, right across from New York, and I can see the beautiful spires just to my north. The ocean is here to my east, and it's gorgeous today. It's about 30 out, I guess. It's cold, and inside I've got a fireplace. Sorry, there's no formal studio today. I didn't feel like going downstairs. The studio is cold as hell. So here I am. Hello, Chenoa Murphy. You must be friends with our guest later. Uh-huh. Well, thank you. It's nice to meet you, Chenoa. If you're friends with Victor, you're friends of mine. And we got Sam Brittany sitting here hanging out with me. Sam Roark is my co-host for the foreseeable future, and we're so glad to have her here. She's coming to us from Nashville, and I'll just tell you a little story. When I first met Sam, before I met her, actually, I watched one of her songs. I saw her version of the song Jolene, and it knocked me out. And I immediately started thinking, wow, I got to get a hold of this chick. And had all kinds of ideas in my head, perhaps working with her, perhaps having her on the show. Just all around, I thought she was good. And I was sitting here with my girlfriend, and I said, you got to hear this. And I turned on, I hit play. And usually the average time something lasts is about 15 seconds. Chenoa, I would have never guessed. So glad you're here with your husband. You're a real sweetheart, and I'm glad you're here. So today I have Sam with us, and she kicks ass. And I also have my other compadre, the Richness. And as all of you know, Richness is my brother from another mother. He is across the pond. He's in beautiful. I guess he's where Shakespeare did his thing, if I'm not mistaken. But he'll tell me in a minute if I'm wrong. I don't know what he's drawing today, but he's sitting there. I'm not looking at the comments yet, Rich, because I can't. I'm so busy trying to take my caffeine missing brain to new places. So again, you're on Live with Neve. I'm going to bring Sam on. She's my guest. And for our musical guest, we have Victor Murphy, who's Chenoa's husband. I'm kidding. It is blah, blah, blah. At any rate, I'm getting tongue tied. It's too early for that. I really need some caffeine. So you see the size of this cup? My tea's about to scald my lips off like a seal meal bag, but that's okay. Hey, Dimitris, excellent. Our friend from Issa in Greece is my main man from across the pond. He's a little farther than Victor is. Dimitris Nezis is an unbelievably talented singer-songwriter from over in Europe. He's in Greece, and he's fascinating. We will be showing his show. We don't have the date, but it's going to be sometime next week and early. It may be tomorrow or Sunday. I'm going to sort that out after I get off this show just to make sure I have everything ready. But it's either going to be tonight at 8 o'clock or it'll be tomorrow at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Any rate, let's get Sam on here and see what's happening in Nashville. The weather's been pretty awful. Let's see how she's doing. Sammy!
Good morning.
Good morning to you. How are you?
Cold. It's freezing. It got 9 degrees in Nashville last night. And
wow.
We don't do single digits here. We have a foot of snow, and my studio is very cold. So.
Wow. Well, mine is too downstairs. You know, it's the one room that we don't really keep heat. No, there's only, if I'm not in there, I don't leave anything on. But, you know, life is good here in New York. I have about 4 inches on top of my rail. So there's not a lot here, but we got a good dusting last night. It's enough to quiet it down outside. I love that soft silence that you get in the snow when it comes.
It's nice, except here in the South, we don't have that silence. It's panic, so there's lots of sirens, car alarms going off. There's no
Oh,
bread,
no
milk, or
shit.
eggs in the foreseeable future here. But I have warm coffee, and we're about to hear good tunes, so it's all good.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, I'm going to get our buddy here joining us shortly. Hell, maybe at the end of the set, we'll tease our audience. Maybe you can play one of your tunes
I'm
after we get all
down.
done with
We'll
this.
do a
I
little
see you're
picking later
tuned and
this
ready,
morning.
man. You know?
I felt froggy this morning. I took a little time off. This is the first time I picked up a guitar in just a little bit, taking a little break. So,
Nice.
cheers.
Doesn't it feel great after you take a break when you just dive in?
When you want to dive in, not when you've got a whole team of people and an entire. You have
Right.
to
Well,
shut social media off and get away. You have
a-
to do it on
abs-
your terms, and I think
Yeah.
that's something that a lot of artists can and understand and have empathy for one another on. You know how that is, Neve. I mean, it's
Absolutely.
hard.
It's those moments sometimes when you're alone. I know I write. Everybody's got a different way. I usually sit down, lay down a drum track. Then I have some lyrics that I've already thought of, or I've sung in the car, or sung into my phone. I might have a whole lyric sheet from something I sang driving in the car because I got a good idea, and then I got to run home and try and get it on tape real quick, just so I can start stretching, getting the song together, so that when I hand it to people who are really good, um, I can do it. Let's see, we got somebody commenting here. Yeah, Demetrius, you're right about that. Seize the day every day. Every day, man. Hey, Pam, good morning. Wow, we
Good
got all
stellar
kinds of
morning.
people. And Ken Wolf, one of my old buddies from high school. This is great. Good to see you, Ken. Ken's from Florida, where I've spent a lot of time, graduated from high school there. Only went there to school for 1 year, but it was a fun year. I had most of my credits by then, so I kind of skated through my year of high school. Such tasks as driver's education. We renamed that comics smoking weed while driving in driver's education, because that's basically
Yeah.
what we did. I don't know
You
how
guys
we.
really screwed it up for my generation because they took everything away from us. By the time I got to high school, they weren't letting us touch cars. There was no smoking section at the high school anymore. You guys ruined everything.
Man, that's like a bummer. Well, it's weird because like you're right. I hadn't even thought about that. You're like way younger than I am. And my school, all I can say is I've always kind of been the class clown, and being a drummer, I'm kind of handicapped. So,
So lucky. You guys got to get by with so much stuff in school, and we just
oh, I
didn't.
did.
They were like, yeah, your parents are going to teach you little shits to drive because you're not
Hey,
getting
listen,
near us in a car.
I went away to boarding school for the previous 3 years, and let me tell you something. If you have kids and you love them, never send them to boarding school. It's not because they won't do good. I got a very fine education, but I also got a very fine education in going to college 3 years early. By the time I got back to Florida, my mom would be like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "I'm going to a gig," and she'd be like, "It's a school night," and I'd be like, "Well, that's okay. I'll be at school tomorrow morning," and I would be. I'd show up there 3 in the morning. It's alleged that occasionally on those gigs I might have imbibed at the show, and then in the morning I had to drive to school rather, and futz my way through the day of gym, driver's ed, home economics, so I could hang out with the chicks and get free food. I'd do whatever it took, man. It was an easy,
Well
slack
played.
year. And compared to boarding school where they're up your ass, you only have 10 students at a table. And the teacher's right there. I can't like sit there and read Modern Drummer when I'm supposed to be taking physics class. And
Boarding school is like a cesspool of socioeconomic
De-
status just being
and
blended
debauchery
and put on
debauchery.
display. It's just awful.
I'd never
It's
realized
awful.
how poor I really was, and my family was, we were upper middle class. But man, some of the people I went to school with were. I realized like not everybody has a plane. They look at you like, well, can't you fly down? Do private. Kind of like,
Where's Father's jet? Can't you
yeah,
just summon
sure.
Father's jet?
Well, yeah. So I'm going to bring on the richness because he's sitting there
Do it.
looking at the camera, giving me the stink eye. He's angry. He's
Hi,
ready.
Rich.
It's the richness.
Hi,
You pampered ass
Rich.
bitch pussy. You and your fucking upper class bullshit. You're all like, Charles, are you going to get the cards and bring it around for me? Because
Oh
I
yeah.
would hate it if I had to go to work at school late today. I want to make sure that I can make my home ec class.
Well, that's Thing was, I was the poorest kid, so I found my role in life was to supply. I was kind of like.
So you were the
just
poorest kid out of all those rich motherfuckers.
I was.
Is that
So I learned how to like keep those folks happy, man.
The poor
I would.
kids are on
It's
scholarship.
alleged that I.
Yeah, I know.
my
He only had a house that was only worth 1.2 million.
Yeah,
Fuck.
right.
You know.
It was amateur pharmacology that got me
Yes,
through.
Chancellor,
boarding
we
school.
must extend a chance to the lower public this year. Let's
We have to make sure that the
very
peasants
poor
have some.
family with
I'm
a
going to
drama.
go out. I'm going to go out and rape the maid now. Okay, I'll be back shortly. I love to go
You
do
must
that every
find a
morning.
Where did you
Tone
come up
that
with
is a
rape?
drama
That's
from the
horrifying.
It is, but that's what all the landed gentry did. You know, the king's privilege and all that shit.
You mean every single one of your peer students raped their maid?
Absolutely,
That's disgusting.
Absolutely. In fact, some, if they liked it, would do it 2 or 3 times. The maids started to like it after a while if there was money.
Oh, okay then. Wow.
I'm telling you the secrets of boarding school. Nobody knows.
The moment I step in, it's like the two of you are talking about like smoking in the boys' room or whatever the fuck it is.
And then
You're right, Sam, because guys like us, well, most likely guys
don't
like him.
play well together.
Oh yeah, blame it all
I
on
know.
me,
And
Rich.
it's
I
all
know.
like I never smoked in high school ever, and I avoided the freaking bathroom because it smelled like an ashtray all the damn time. And
Did
it was
you
just
pee in,
it's like
your teacher's garbage pail.
yeah.
I did.
Yeah, you'd be surprised what was in there.
In
And it was
boarding
just this,
school,
like,
you've only got 10 feet of room around the table, right? We're all sitting
Oh,
there, and then if
God,
somebody
please.
pissed in the thing. It smelled awful when you went in there. It'd usually fluster the teacher. I've been told that sometimes 2 or 3 people would piss in the same jug before she came in, pour it into the garbage can. And it would be festering
Was it
on
like
the fire
an
escape.
all-boys one too?
No, hell no.
Oh, they were all boys and everything. Oh yeah,
No,
all right.
no.
We had a lot of fun there.
You know.
Let me
A lot
tell
of
you,
sausage parties
they
there.
were
and
going
all
to
that
put me
stuff.
in military school, right? And I got
With the
there,
rest of
and-
the big boys. Woo!
let me tell you something though. I got there
I
with my
can't
parents,
imagine you in
my
military
stepdad,
school.
and
Oh my
me.
God, that
And
mouth.
I have hair down to here. I'm wearing my patch jeans. My girlfriend sewed all the patches on. I look like Neil Young, for example. Neil Young.
No.
And it was horrendous. I mean, all I could tell you is it was kind of very strange being in boarding school and being poor. But like I said, rich people get allowances in the 70s of $200 a week. I got 25 a month. So needless to say, I was playing music, and I just there's allegations that I was amateur pharmacologist. So
You mean to tell me that you were only
Let's get the poor boy
able to get
Snickers.
an 8-track tape a week? Oh my fuck! What a terrible
I know,
tragedy
it was
that is.
terrible. All I
Holy
can say
shit!
is,
I bet you only had about 100 VCR tapes, whereas everybody else had about 500.
We didn't
probably
even
didn't
have-
get started.
Listen,
You
we
didn't have a
even have
VCR?
VCRs.
Oh,
They weren't
no.
invented, man. This is way a long time ago, before dinosaurs.
Oh,
rocked the earth.
with the stone tablets and shit like that. All right, I get
man.
you.
We had records, these big funky 12-inch
And
things.
Moses
You'd have to
flipped
flip
on
them.
the light.
8-track
Yeah.
tapes, and then
8-track
cassette came
tape.
along. So listen, we've got 1 minute, and I want to come back. We're going to bring on our next guest, Victor, and I'm going to let you, Rich, I'm going to let you check out his CV and his vitals. I'm going to give you some questioning authority. You will be this morning's central scrutinizer, and I'm just going to sit back.
I don't even know the guy's last name. You want me to ask him questions about what the hell he's doing?
His
all
last
right.
name is Murphy. Victor
All right,
Murphy.
fuck. I have like 1 minute to Google him. All right, here we
All
go.
right, well, we're
Victor
going to go
Google,
ahead.
Rich and
Victor
Hotsy.
Murphy. All right, here we go. Victor
Uh,
Murphy, musician. Oh, I'm
Hot
fucked right
seat
now.
time.
I
Get the
swear.
right one. There's probably a lot of
watch
Victors
the
out
Oh,
back.
there.
there's about a million Victor Murphys on this planet, probably. Here we
No
go.
pressure.
No
now
pressure
all
at
of our
all.
Pals are here. Hey,
Musician,
Toby.
Morning, Toby.
okay.
Hans. Good
Hi,
morning.
Toby.
That's why it hurts. Wow.
Wrong. I can tell you that's not the right one.
I believe it 100%.
Can we do a hot and cold system?
I don't know.
I'm gonna mute you for a moment.
All right, mute me, please.
Be right back
Oh
while
my God,
you're
I'm
doing this.
so.
National.
So good morning, Victor. Have we scared
How
you
you
off
doing?
yet?
Some white privilege go down here, eh?
Oh yes. And have you gone out and
Hey, Shana. Hey, darling. Thank you for joining.
Oh,
Yeah.
let me bring Rich back on. He's
Yeah.
glaring in the monitor.
Hello,
Hello.
Victor.
Yeah, that was the right one you found. Hello.
Yeah, that's okay.
Hello,
So you're a musician, right?
Yeah, I just say artist because
Okay, you're an artist, so you
Yeah.
paint and everything. Oh, you play instrument?
I do visual art, and I do lots of different stuff. So yeah.
Wow, you did visual arts. Did that anyway meander to music, or were you like the type that did all of that type of stuff?
No, I basically did anything to do with communicating and expression. So, and I say artist not because my head's up my backside, but I say artist just because I've worked with lots of fantastic musicians, and I don't class myself as a musician at all. So that's why I say artist, just to confuse things.
Well, it does confuse things a little bit, but I understand. No, I understand where that comes from, though. You know,
Yeah.
because you see, I draw comic books, and I'm a professional
Sure.
illustrator, and I've been one for
Cool.
about 25 something odd years. And the best part about it, one of the best parts, is that you collaborate with people of like mind, but in different sets of fields. Like,
Yeah.
forgive me, what instrument are you most focused on when you play music?
It depends what it is, for how I get inspired and stuff. But usually I usually lean towards the guitar or the piano.
Okay.
But sometimes I've written stuff playing bass or drums. So just
Cool.
Okay.
whatever.
If you ever play any of those instruments, there's obviously other members of your band that play the different instruments. That's the collaborative
No, it's just
spirit.
me.
It's just you.
It's just me.
Right?
Yeah. It's just
Well,
me.
listen,
Wow.
hold that thought.
See,
Hold that thought, Rick. We just have to run
Okay.
and do a quick promo, get some money in here. Let's see where we can go.
All
Let's
right.
see.
Hi, this is Leland Sklar, and I am hanging with Neve, and I am having the best time of my life.
Live with Neve Fridays on the East Coast from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Hey there, it's Kevin Sorbo here, and you lucky people, you are live. You're live with Neve or Neve or Neve. I don't know. I can't say the dude's name. Anyway, you're on live with him, so I don't know. I guess that's a pretty good thing.
All right. And we're back. We're here with Victor Murphy. We've got Sam Roark. We've got me, Neve, and we've got the richness from across the pond. Star-studded cast. So go on, Rich. Go ahead and talk some shit here. Ask some questions for a minute.
Okay.
I'll leave you two guys up, and we're going to step out for a minute.
Are you self-taught?
Yes, for everything apart from piano. Yeah.
Everything apart from piano. When did you start?
I started, I don't know, maybe when I was like 7 or something like that. But I didn't get like formal piano lessons till I was like 14, something like that. But I was really
incredible.
By then I was already like well into like synths and programming and different stuff. So
yeah, it's a thing when you create. You know, whether it's music or art or whatever it might be, you have something there that's already intrinsic. Like you already have a basic knowledge of whatever it's going to be, but you can't put it to words.
Yeah.
I mean, when you played, obviously guitar is one of the instruments that you have played. And forgive me, I haven't heard any of your music, but I'm very anxious to hear it after. Well, Neve just asked me to say, "Hey, Rich, can you want to interview this guy?" And I'm like, "Oh, what's his last name?" You know, just like I'm trying to figure out who it is. But you see, this is why I'm asking the most basic generic questions. You know, it's when you decided to start playing instruments, I mean, was it visually that you saw the notes being played on the guitar without having to read it? Or was it something that you heard and then you just felt along the lines of the chords? I mean,
that's it. No, that's a really good question. I have ADD, so basically,
are you serious? So do I.
Yeah. Totally serious.
Fuck.
So when I was a kid, I'm pretty sure I had ADHD. So for me, music, I see music visually.
Yeah, I see things visually too. I see when I draw, I see in perspective grid. Yeah. It's really odd, you know, it's especially if it's focused. But you know, when you have that type of hyper focus, you know, because usually kids with ADHD, are hyper focused on one singular thing.
Yeah.
I mean, and so you stuck with that, and then you meandered on to other instruments.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
I can only imagine that the drums. I mean, the drums. I can only imagine, just based on my lack of perspective, are far different to learn than the guitar in a way, because you're not really worrying about notes, you're more worrying about percussion.
I think
How did you meander from that to that?
I started a base. My need to play other instruments really came out of being frustrated with other musicians and
Oh my
things like
God,
that.
so do I know.
And whenever I was putting stuff together, you know, the guitarist would turn up drunk, or the singer would be stoned, or So eventually, I just said, well, I want to produce stuff, and I want to do this, so I'm going to learn. But with the drums, one of the things with that was I got, when I was like 17, 18, I worked as a tape op at a studio in Glasgow, and I had the privilege of watching some amazing musicians. I even watched Robbie Robertson as he was recording there. I didn't know who he was. And he was hands down one of the most decent human beings I've ever met. No ego, nothing. I had no idea who he was.
The great ones usually don't have that type of ego. They really don't.
That's what I love.
Yeah, because again, forgive me for bringing myself into it, because I mean, because of the fact you said you had ADHD, so do I. And it's like, we know what we like, and we know what works for that particular thing. And then when you bring in other people who don't have that same type of I mean, even if they have the same vision, they don't have the same pattern or placement in which you put it. Because only you know that. And it's not like we can't explain it. I mean, we could explain it, but then they would not be able to understand it, because a lot of people without ADHD, they're maybe a little bit more linear, or like one vision type thing. Whereas a person like yourself, and me to an extent, we see about 50 different angles that could potentially happen from what we're doing at one time. You take chaos in your head and you turn it into order, and it makes beautiful music once you finish it, which I can only assume, because I got to hear your stuff first. But having ADHD, what did that do for you for the rest of your academia, as far as anything else is concerned?
Well, I was only officially diagnosed with it when I was 42, and I'm 48.
42? I was diagnosed when I was 5. No, I'm sorry, 4.
Wow. See, when I was growing up, I mean, it wasn't even a thing. You were just, I was put in remedial class and stuff like that, and I would have the headmaster of my primary school would say to my parents, "Your son has a very high IQ, but we just can't understand why he has problems mixing, why he can't concentrate and all that." At that point, there was no ADD or ADHD even discussed when I was
so
at school.
Can I ask how old you are now?
48.
48. And I'm 53.
Yeah.
And well, it was discussed on a base level when I was a child, when I was a young child. But I mean, I was in the United States. They loved just giving out drugs all the damn time, even back then. But it's amazing to me how you've been able to get to that point, without any type of like therapy or medication or anything, any type of like attempt to teach you any type of coping mechanisms. Music must have been the one thing that kept you on the straight and narrow. I mean,
absolutely.
I guess I'll just ask a generic question. Do you attribute music to every single positive thing that ever happened to you in your life?
No.
Well, what's one that's not?
One that's not is probably dealing with the music industry.
Okay, how so, if you don't mind me asking? I'm sure anybody watching would love to know that.
Well, I mean, there's a few different things, but the one of the biggest things that stands out, when I was 20, I was given a record deal by Sony, and the band that I was writing for and singing and even rapping for, unfortunately, the guy who was the producer was just awful. He was just horrible guy, to the point where, when I actually got the contract, I thought about it and stuff, and I just said, "No, I don't want to sign this contract. I don't want to be tied down to you for 5 years, even if it is with this big label." You know, and I even said at that point, I said, "Look, I can still, I'm happy still to write. I'm happy still to perform that, but I'm not going to be tied to a contract with you." And it was the best. It really was the best decision I ever made. You know, so
that's a lot of foresight. That's a good job. I mean, because a lot of people, whenever they sign, one thing that I do know about musicians, I mean, I've known a few musicians who've talked to me about how shit, pardon my language, their contracts have been. And I've seen tons of interviews, especially one with Billy Corgan. He was on another podcast, and he said that it's like they take, especially with the advent of the internet, they take off the top of everything when it comes to concert earnings, when it comes to merch, when it comes to anything that's even remotely related to appearances or anything. And they really skim that. They put that in language that it's like you absolutely need a lawyer in order to really thumb through it. And even at that point, you know, I mean, they're getting more clever every day, trying to figure out how they can skirt around things like this.
I had a good friend for a number of years who his band got a major deal, and they got a major publishing deal right before the record deal. But because of the publishing deal was so bad, they were unable to play their own songs for 5 years. And
how's that even possible? Well, why even make the record to begin with?
Exactly. They had to split, and the guy that I was friends with, he became a solo act, and he has done quite well for himself and everything. But the band couldn't remain together because it was such a bad deal. So
that is absolutely incredible. So it was right around the time. So if you don't mind me saying, you said you've had rather terrible, not so great run-ins with other musicians. You know, and
I mean, I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't mean every single musician I've ever.
Well, not every single one, no. But you've told me there's been you said that there was like a couple of instances when a guy would come inebriated, another one would be intoxicated, whichever it may be.
Yeah.
God, I was going to go somewhere with that. Did you find a team of musicians or other people that you can collaborate with that were of like mind?
Yeah. I've been very fortunate.
So you've been stuck with them ever since, I'm sure.
Well, no, actually, no, because
really,
because one of the things I do is I produce other people. Like I really try and encourage other artists and stuff like that. So I like to produce.
Okay.
So, I tend to. Like my best friend Gary, he's an amazing lead guitarist. He's done a lot of stuff for me, and we've done a lot of stuff live and things. But generally, I kind of with each project, I'm sort of thinking, how is that going to come together? And then because I do most of it myself anyway, sometimes it's by the end of it that I'm thinking who can come in and who can do stuff or whatever. But generally all the recording and production engineering it's me.
Wow,
so
that's absolutely incredible. Yeah, it's like you carve, and like you did it without the benefit of having to go any type of university or any type of higher learning or anything. You learned it just by the way that you just did. I mean, that's absolutely incredible.
Yeah,
really, you're a testament to a natural musician.
Well, hopefully, if you hear me, you still feel the same after it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure I will.
Hey guys, we're gonna hold it on that note. We're back with the inevitable break. We have to do these things. It keeps the show somewhat timed and sometimes fed. So I'm going to carry on real quick, and we'll be right back. We have Victor Davis. We've got the richness from England. We've got Sam Roark with us. I'm going to bring Sam on. She's sitting there all lonely.
Bring Sam. She's a lot prettier than I am.
She's a lot prettier than any of us. I'll tell you that. So,
I know.
Here we go. We'll be right back.
We are the Sons of Atlantis, and you are tuned in to Live with Me.
Yeah, I'll show you this.
Oh, please do! Yay!
Oh, we're going for the bass.
No, not a bass, but I used my Frankenstein bass today on it, which is my old.
Like a melting flake of snow. Sad to see it go.
Hi, I'm Darren F. Flynn, a singer-songwriter from Ireland, and I'm on Live with Neve.
I would have said it couldn't happen here. The people
All right. Here we are. We've got everybody standing by. You're on Live with Neve. It is half past the hour. It's beautiful here in New York. We've got a great bunch of people on today. Our musical guest is Victor. He is the amazing. I'm sorry, Victor Murphy. I feel like such a brain dead animal. I haven't.
You said Victor Davis. I was gonna be like, man, how the fuck? I'm not even the host, and I knew who he was.
Hey, listen. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let Sam have a little time to talk to you for a bit.
Yes, please.
And then we're gonna come back and I'll gang up on you at the end. And in the meantime, before we go, let's go ahead and let you guys talk. If you would ask some questions about how I heard part of you explaining it, but I'm curious about your band history. So as you're talking, maybe if you can work that in, if you were young and you had your own band first or things like that. But I'm going to let Sam take over, and we'll be right back. Rick, we'll see you in a minute, buddy. Okay, right. I'm out of here.
So, Victor.
Hey.
It is nice to talk to you again. We got to meet briefly earlier. You were talking about your experience with the record labels and kind of the industry as a whole.
Yeah.
And I'm very familiar with that as an independent artist myself.
Yeah.
What would you say, if there are other independent artists listening, what would you say is the biggest key to helping stay focused?
I think the biggest key to helping stay focused is remember who you are. Don't forget who you are, and don't get lost in how other people want to manufacture you. Because even as independent artists, when you begin to get a following, it can be easy to try and tailor what you're doing in order to get a certain reaction. Whereas I feel people are attracted to artists that are like true to themselves and do what they do, and that's it. And don't get me wrong, I don't find any issue with creating like commercial music and catchy tunes and all that. That's not I have no issue with that. But I think if that becomes your only goal, then I think if you are a songwriter and stuff, I think that begins to eat away at who you really are. Because I think as songwriters and as artists, we've got a bigger job than just entertaining. I think
doing it for the wrong reason is.
Yeah, it's not that there's nothing wrong in earning money and stuff, because at the end of the day you got to eat, you got to pay your bills. So you got to do that. But I think especially now, like you were talking earlier about social media and stuff, that there, even with social media as an independent artist, there are definitely waves of trends and stuff that it can be easy to get pulled into. Absolutely. So I think if you're just true to yourself and you do what's right for you and what's actually coming out of you, then people will be drawn to that because it's unique. I
love that. That's.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess I'll follow that with, do you find yourself getting into a writer's block or a funk on a pattern? Do you ever notice that it's a certain type of pressure, certain time of the year? Is it an emotional block where you're just not in the right headspace? How does that work for you as an artist?
I don't get that because I'm really disciplined by how I do things. The whole thing about waiting for inspiration is just total BS. Picasso made a famous statement. He said, the inspiration finds us when we're hard at work. If you're hard at work, if you get up every single day and you do something, I guarantee every single day you will write, you will be productive, and you'll do things. So the idea of the musician sitting around on a lounge chair or something, looking into the yonder, waiting for something to happen, in my experience, is just nonsense. It's if you work hard, it comes, and that's how it is for me. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So who have you most recently been with as a group? I know you said that now you're doing everything yourself, self-producing, which is epic, but can you tell me just a little bit about your past?
Yeah, I haven't played with any groups or anything for years now. Sometimes I miss playing with bands and things like that, but for the most part, I don't. Just because of, even in the best sort of settings, you always come up against egos. You always come up against the thing of, oh, I want to do a bass solo on that, or the full band has to be in this. Whereas doing what I'm doing now, I have the luxury of being able to say, well, I don't want to have a full band every single song. Sometimes I just want to have a guitar, or I just want to have a piano.
Yeah. I
want to do a cappella. That's great. So, and I don't have to argue with 5 other guys that all want to play their parts. So, but it's not. I'm not in any way down on bands. But it's just that for me, it's not my thing anymore.
I can relate to that. I pretty much am a solo vocalist that just uses studio musicians, and if I can't play it, I need to just hire someone that can and leave it at that.
Yeah,
so I
absolutely.
feel you on that.
Yeah.
So you're in Scotland.
Yeah.
Okay, that is epic. Actually, I am into some super great murder mystery series that
are
written by some Scottish authors. I'm reading the Edinburgh Twilight series. Do you have a favorite author?
I've got a lot of favorite authors. One of my very, very favorite authors at the moment is Isaac Asimov. I've been reading through the Foundation series, which is now on Apple as a drama.
Very cool.
And I love. You can read those books and you can see every decent sci-fi movie or book that has arrived in the last 50 years has taken something from Asimov's stuff. I mean, it's so forward thinking. The devices, the civilizations it talks about, and all that. I mean, it's like it feels like he wrote it 5 minutes ago.
Author.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So if you're into really, really deep and grisly murder mystery series, I can't talk this morning. It's cold. There is a detective created by an author in Scotland, and his name is Detective Ian Hamilton, and he is working in Glasgow at the time of the murders, and it's the Edinburgh Twilight series. You guys should check it out. They even have audio books. Epic series. There's like 6 books, I think, now.
Wow, that's cool. So, I'll check it out, definitely.
What's up? I heard the horse.
Yeah.
I can't hear you, Neil. Oh, Neil's on mute. I feel like he's about to. He's making animal noises. I saw the mouse. There it is.
There we go.
All right. We're bringing you the sounds of the barnyard this morning from the New York live with you. I think I want to hear you maybe play a tune before we go to break, though. Is that cool? We'll run the break out a little. You mind playing a song?
Please.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. Because we can talk all we want, but got to get some music in there, man. And plus, Rich is out there. Rich, just to let you know, we are going to be going ahead and playing his song that he sent in with the whole band, so you'll get to hear his finished product. Before we go, I found it interesting. You have another version of that song posted on your YouTube, and I liked it because being the nerd that I am and the music guy, I was like, I can hear how he brought it from that to here.
Yeah.
I didn't think to load it, but I almost think it would be interesting for some of our guests who are not, in the business. I call them civilians, and they sometimes hear us talk and they go, "What are they talking about?" Sure. But what I'm trying to explain to people is the song may have all this orchestration and great stuff happening, and it's just came from a guitar and a voice, and elaborate on it, like Sam said, hire some great players and get it on. But we're going to go on. Sam's written a bunch of great tunes. And what are you going to play this morning, Sam?
You know what? I'm going to play a folk song. I'm going to warm up a little bit because it's cold in here.
All right. That's going to warm up the place.
It's snow in Nashville, and that's not normal.
No. Sam Roark, everybody, from Nashville.
Spring is just around the bend. Ain't no time to go, darling. Son's too young to be a man. Ain't no time to go, darling. Stay with me a little while longer. Stay with me, babe, if you can. Stay with me a little while longer. Stay with me if you can. The children need your guiding hand. Ain't no time to go, darling. Your son's too young to be a man. Ain't no time to go, darling. Stay with me, baby, a little while longer. Stay with me if you can. Stay with me, baby, a little while longer. Stay with me if you can. I ain't as strong as you think I am. Ain't no time to go, darling. Son's too young to be a man. Field needs plowing and the fence needs mending. Ain't no time to go, darling. What's up, Keith? How are you, buddy? Gone Country Hats. Good people. Y'all check them out. Now I know heaven's called your name. Ask the Lord if he'll please wait. Stay with me a little while longer. Stay with me, babe, if you can. Stay with me a little while longer. Ain't no time to go, darling. It's a little Ain't No Time to Go, darling. It's a folk song. And an oldie but a goodie.
Very nice, very nice. So, Victor, would you like to play a song? I'll let the time run out here a little bit.
Sure.
Good. Hell, man, you guys always better than me talking. Glad to have you here. And
well, thanks for having me.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Here we are.
No, this
Live.
is called this is called I Can't Change It. It's about coming up against circumstances in your life that you just can't get over. So you have to accept it.
Right. All right. Here we are live. Victor Murphy from England or Scotland. God damn it.
Oh, boo.
Scotland. He's gonna burn me at the stake or something.
I'm out of here. Anyway. All my prayers and all my cries for help, through all the things I thought I knew so well, through all the times I thought I could read your mind, now I'm the one left here standing in the dark. All I know for sure is I don't know what's next. All I know for sure is this. I can't change it, I can't change it, I can't change a thing. I can't change it, no, I can't change it, I can't change a thing. I can't change it, no, I can't change it, I can't change a thing. I can't change it, no, I can't change it, I can't change a thing. Through loss of home, of heart, of hope to feel, to all the dreams I've placed into your hands, to all the times I I thought I knew your plan, but now I'm the one left here standing in the dark. All I know for sure is I don't know what's next. All I know for sure is this: I can't change it, now I can't change it, I can't change a thing. I can't change it, now I can't change it, I can't change a thing. I can't change it, no, I can't change it, I can't change a thing. I can't change it, no, I can't change it, I can't change a thing. Cheers.
All right, all right. Hey, buddy, hang on. We're having a little. There we go. Get you back. Get everybody else back. All right, guys. We're going to take a real short break, and then we're going to come back. And at the top of the clip, I'm going to go ahead and play one of his songs, your newest song. And
thank you.
We'll see it. You're getting some great compliments here, mate. Victor, people are loving on you. Jim Kelly.
Hey, Jim.
Hey, Jim. Nice to meet you, buddy. Any friend of his is a friend of ours, man.
Yeah.
Glad you're here. Appreciate it. All right, everybody. We're going to go and let's see what the brand is. We will find out. A lovely song or a lovely video for Nancy Kravis Photography, who always finds the good side. And believe me, it's hard. He could even make me and Rich look good. All right. We're back. Rick, we're going to play a video, but what are you lurking in the shadows drawing?
I'm actually drawing a commission right now, or setting up a commission for like Shazam, that guy, Shazam, Captain Marvel, who's not Captain Marvel anymore because of copyright shit. It's not the other Captain Marvel who...
That's right. Yeah.
No,
DC
there's only
Marvel.
one, and it's the guy who says Shazam. The other Captain Marvel is, she got hit by radioactive space juice, and she's like, God, no, I don't think so.
Sounds
Sorry.
like girl power gone bad. I don't know, man. It could be scary.
Well, you know, if the actress actually had
there you go.
Well, I mean, this
Write it
girl,
down, Sam.
the actor who plays her makes Kristen Stewart look like Meryl Streep with emotional range.
Ooh,
you know, so it's almost impossible. You know, so it's just simply not going to work.
Man. Rick, you get the prop of the day, man. That was great. All right, listen, everybody.
I know.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and play the song that brought the great Victor Murphy here with us, and then we're going to come back and talk and have him play a little more. Here we go.
God.
This is an experiment. We're trying a new video way to do it. There we go.
You're in space now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're in space or something. Look, it's crazy.
I'm tripping.
Oh my God, this is like so trippy. Oh my God, it's amazing. Lots of black and white and stuff.
Something fucked up, man. Oh
my God.
I love it. It's like the angst, man.
Bitch, she did it. Oh my fuck.
Naughty bitch.
That is.
She's a naughty bitch. That's it.
All right, let's. I'm gonna.
I'll shut up. I'll shut up. I'll shut up. I promise.
Right.
I'm mid sick in a good way, weirdo.
I do
God,
too.
you're so old.
It's excellent.
Really fucking amazing. Wow.
It's killer.
That's beautiful.
Damn.
All right, all right. That was extraordinary.
Those graphics are
Really
so
excellent.
sick.
That was just
Thank you.
excellent. I mean,
Yeah.
really.
That was
Let me ask
trippy
you.
as fuck, but it was awesome.
It was trippy as hell. I love it all. Kind of
Yeah,
Peter
the cityscape is
Gabriel-esque,
perfect.
somewhat Eno-y, somewhat.
I'll take that. I'll take all
You
of
know,
that.
I like it. I cranked it up and listened to it. My neighbors got to hear it, and I decided that's why I had you on. It actually sounds really good through a very high-end stereo, cranked
cool.
up loud.
Yeah,
That's
I
probably
miss
the
that.
first time. That's not the first time you crank something today, there, Neil. So, but
No,
anyway,
that's okay. My Annie's home today. It's no self-help needed. Okay.
funny the way it is.
So, Victor, getting on. Tell me, can you play that song acoustically? Do you still? Why don't, just for everybody? I think this would be cool. We were talking about it earlier, and why don't you play that for us and see what you know? I think for everybody watching, you just heard his song. Now we're going to hear the cut down. What he actually wrote it just with his guitar.
Oh my
And
god!
I think this is going to be really cool. So we'll be right back. You're on Live with Neve.
Yeah.
Victor Murphy. Yeah.
Victor Murphy. Oh my god.
I'm so tired, waiting for your approval. I'm so tired, waiting for your reconciliation. Don't wanna be your puppet. I don't wanna be under your control. Wanna go out with a bang, with a bang, with a bang, 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 bang. so tired, waiting for your information. I'm so tired, waiting for your affirmations. I don't wanna be your puppet. I don't wanna be under your control. Wanna go out with a bang, with a bang, with a bang, 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 with a bang. All I want is for you to see me. All I want is for you, you to set me free. With a bang, with a bang, 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 with a bang. Don't wanna be your puppet. I don't wanna be under your control. Wanna go out with a bang, with a bang, with a bang, 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 with a bang. Cheers.
I love it. I love when songs can be done in full production. They sound great, but I love it even more when they can be done acoustically and sound
thank you.
even better. I
Thank
love it. I love it.
Cheers.
Very catchy hook too, man.
Oh, thanks.
I dig it. What's up, Richness? I can't hear you.
Oh, for some reason, my mic became muted for no apparent reason at all. Neil, you bastard. Yeah, if you, in case you didn't hear my very considerable compliment, yeah, not much better. Really, really, really good. Wow,
Cheers.
I'm super impressed.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're Scottish though, aren't you?
Well,
It's too bad because the rest of you.
That sounds like Irish, but I'm part Irish.
I don't know what it sounds like, I would tell you.
It sounds like
But
me.
you know, us Brits over here, we understand that Scots are a little bit more primitive than we are, so I can understand the passion of your sound.
And do you actually know the hidden verse of "God Save the Queen"? Talks about
No, I
bathing-
don't, and I don't
it
care
talks-
to understand it or hear it because
it talks about bathing in the blood of the Scots.
she's probably bathed in a whole bunch of virgin blood. Probably that's the reason why she's 150 years old and still alive.
So, Rich,
Ew.
what side of rivalry soil are you on?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I rob the rich and
Colonizer.
kill their children and do all this other horrible things to them. Yes, definitely.
Can you show us what you're working on before we go?
No, I can't actually because it's in the thumbnail stage. But if you watch my YouTube channel tonight, The Richness, which will be 9 o'clock GMT, which is 4 o'clock Eastern for you betrayers of the Queens, you fucking slags. If you want to see what I'm going to draw today,
Fuck the Queen and fuck Andrew. They can all suck off. Sod off, soddies. You bastards.
That's true. Anyway,
What the fuck? Have a
if
king?
you watch my video,
man.
if you watch my YouTube channel tonight, The Richness, which will be 4 o'clock in the afternoon for Eastern Standard Time, but 9 o'clock here in the UK, you will get to
3 p.m.
see
Central.
what I am doing.
Wow. And it might be, is it PG or R-rated?
So this one's PG. This one's going to be PG. There's
wait
others
till I
that are
get
like
there.
R's. There are some that are X-rated, but
Wait till
yeah.
I get there. I'm going to bring a new dimension to the show. I'll see you
Yeah,
tonight,
2-dimension, because the other one is like, just there's that.
Bye-bye, everyone. It's that time of day. We must go.